Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, July 13th, 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new to this podcast, please be sure to check out my website at lisahopp.com. It's all about my work, latest events, and you can hit the schedule appointment button on any page. I'm also on Instagram under Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. Please follow me there. I'm going to be putting, Instagram Reels soon. I had to think about what that is. I'm going to be popping up more, right? I'm being prodded to do that. Whether you're ready, whether I'm ready or not. And also on Facebook under Lisa M. Hopp, Spiritual Coach and Medium. Thank you for joining me, and thank you especially to all of those who listen and tell me they listen every week. Gratitude. Thank you so much. So on to the topic. It took me a moment this morning to come up with this topic. I asked for inspiration, as I always do, and there it was. It was actually a topic I thought about addressing a few weeks ago, but, it's time to do it now. And that is the lie of fear. And subtext, how it's used to keep you small, to keep you from taking action, to keep you from knowing who you are. And it's those in power, but it's also those in your everyday life who have their own stories and try to keep you, aligned with them and keep you from moving forward and going larger and following your dreams and believing in yourself. And we have to tackle this. We have to get beyond this or go around this. This is why we're here. We're here to heal. We're here to bring the higher energy to earth. It's coming. You can see it around you. If you're in the moment looking, you can see it. We are just learning so much. But the old paradigms are there. The old talk is there. The old teachings are there. And it can come once again from family, from friends, from authorities, from those in power in any way. And there's no negativity. It's not one. In other words, what I want to say to you all is that if it comes from people in power, it doesn't mean all in power are bad. It doesn't mean the wealthy are bad. We can't group up, all right? It's really individual. It's really about personality. It's really about turning old life, old teachings, old beliefs into new. And we'll have obstacles. We'll have people stopping us. So I want to give you one example right now, and I'm going to cough. Excuse me very much. I'm not sick. I just decided to have a little bit of dairy for breakfast. So, it just pops up. All right. So, I would say a few weeks ago, this is a great example, and this is when I almost spoke about this. I happen to notice on social media, and I like social media, by the way, but social media is really there to be used for higher cause, for positive means. Because you do, and I'm digressing, but I have to say this, when you post about what you don't want, you get more of what you don't want. It is all right to inform, though. It is all right to speak truth. But watch how you do it a bit, because you don't want to keep in your life what you don't want. So we have to watch not to live in a certain vibration. Now, on to where others use social media is they tend to use it to vent about their lives sometimes, not all. I go right past that. I even have seen it recently, just yesterday, where people have joined a success program, a manifestation program, and now they're on the site, the Facebook page, talking about what they want to complain about. This is what's holding me back. This is what I'm dealing with. And it made me, by the way, this is not said with judgment, right? My vibration does not align with complaining. It doesn't align with venting. It's negativity. It doesn't align with negativity. So whether they meant to or not, they joined a course that they're paying for and a good amount of money to pay for. And now they're taking their inner negative feelings and thoughts and they're putting it on a page for people to make them feel better. So they're going where it's supposed to change you within. They're going on the outside and saying, take this from me. And join me in it or tell me how to fix it. And they were already told how to fix it. So, because they joined the course. So it's the same with, and I've talked about him before, the great teacher Neville Goddard, who is no longer on this earth, but people will they'll join a page that talks about his teachings and how to change their lives with his teachings. And then they'll get on and say, I want to know how to change this from the outside. I want to know how to win that person back. I want to know how I still feel poor. Tell me how to not feel poor. The whole page is about that, but they want people to join in their vibration. I can't join in your vibration in that there's not enough, or that you should feel lack in any way. It's not to say that we all can't have moments of being tested on this earth. Again, it's not judgment, but we can use social media to divide, to find our tribe, to seek out people who feel like us. And that doesn't shift it. It just keeps you living in it, if that makes sense. And so keep that in mind when you're posting. Now, I post positively because that's how I'm feeling. And that's how I want to feel. I'm not living a lie when I post on my own professional page and on my personal page. And I love that the friends that I have, the personal relationships that I have, love my personal page. Oh my gosh. And people I've known for decades. That is such a gift. Oh my gosh. I want to be emotional. It's such a gift it is. All right. So that's what I want. That's the vibration I want to send out, because that multiplies. What do you want to multiply? Do you want to multiply stress? Do you want to multiply fear, as we're going to talk about today? Do you want to multiply lack? Or do you want to multiply blessings? Things to be grateful for. Wonderful relationships. The best life. So think about that. It's all right to put, by the way, I was tested today. But tell us also how you came out of that test. Yeah, again, it's all right to inform. Because we're in our bubble a lot nowadays and people aren't informed. But they're in a place where maybe they don't want to be informed. So you have to know that too. They're in their spot, right? So you have to take people as they are there. And keep being the best you, the happiest you, the best, just the highest vibration of you. because it not only serves you, but it helps others around you as well. So, back to social media. I use it for a higher cause, my own higher cause, my own healing, and I use it for the higher cause of helping others. And so I like it. I know people who aren't on it or take breaks from it, and that's fine. It's a personal choice. I like it. And I'm being pushed, as I said, to be on it more, to see this beautiful face more. Get ready. Lordy, lordy. Because I have to jump over a curb or a larger obstacle in order to do that, to show my face. And I am. Because again, the guides are prompting me, my service, my desire to serve is prompting me. The people helping me to serve are prompting me. So enough about me. So I'm on social media a few weeks ago, and I'm seeing everywhere these reels constantly, and I don't know why, because I don't feel that I asked for it. I didn't manifest it myself. Wasn't my own fear coming there, and so, but I thought at first, well, I wanted to know, why am I seeing this at first, and my first thought was one, and I'll give you it in a moment. And then my second thought was, oh, that's what's happening. So what this reel was, is it was consistent priests who do exorcisms. And they're on there and they're giving interviews. And my first thought was, okay, well, I'm digressing too soon. So they were speaking about, basically, demons are everywhere. Demons are in everything. When you go to a medium, your loved ones are really demons. When you do anything holistic or spiritual, that's demons. When you're living your everyday life, demons are there. They're in your home. They are there with your angels, one said. There you have, by the way, you have 1 to 2 guardian angels always with you. You have 1 to 2 spirit guides always with you. And then you can get more. A lot of us are getting more right now. We're getting big teams because of what the earth is going through in its transition to higher energy. So we're getting more help because a lot of us are light workers, are helping mankind. So you need greater numbers. But according to these priests, you're also going to have demons there with you. They're part of your team. Now, that has not been my experience, but I'm not saying that part is necessarily incorrect. However, my first thought was, when they're talking about demons being everywhere, is, well, that's your job. You see them everywhere, right? If you're an exorcist, you're going to think demons are everywhere, right? Because what you put out, you attract back. But then I realized there's something deeper going on. It's more complex than that. If you believe that demons are everywhere, you're going to be scared. You're not going to you're not going to talk to your angels because demons are there too. You're not going to go directly to God when you can. You're not going to step outside what you've been taught religiously or question it, because what if demons are there? And isn't that what is wanted? To hold us back, to keep us small, to keep us controlled. And let's address, because I do mediumship work. I always have, since I was, not done it as work, but I've always seen spirit. Children see spirit. Are they seeing demons? No, they're not. Let's just nip that in the bud. Why would a demon masquerade as a loved one? In my work, by the way, I'm known as a compassionate medium. I'm known for making people feel better. And I'm grateful for that. That's what I want. That's why I do the work. It's a healing tool. Loved ones come forward and they talk about their relationship with my clients. It's in a way that you can't Google it. You can't Google relationships, even with AI, Chat GPT. You can't, because Chat GPT wouldn't know that. It's personal. It's the evidence that can only be proved through a client and their experience. So they're coming through and apologizing sometimes, or they're speaking about the relationship, or they're telling them, you are a wonderful daughter, son. You're doing your best. They're encouraging them. But again, the apology. Why would a demon want to apologize? Why would a demon want someone to heal? Now, it's been asked of a priest or whomever, why would they come through with healing messages if they're demons? To pull you in. That's the answer. To pull you in. Because then you'll seek out your loved ones more. You'll seek out angels more. Okay. Why is that bad? Opening you up. See what they're doing there? They don't want to be put out of business. But the thing is, priests, religion does not have to be put out of business. If you include everyone in love, if you're inclusive, if you are about love, if you are Christ-like, you don't have to worry about your numbers dwindling. But if you divide, if you judge, if you preach that people could go to hell by an angry, judgmental God, if you teach that we just have one life, when this child, this little one, by the way, knew, sitting in that pew in church at 6 years old, no, I've had more than one life. I remember that so clearly. I knew it. No one taught it to me. No one knew to teach it to me. See, children are open. They come with knowledge. They don't come with fear. They're taught it. They don't come with hate. They're taught it. They don't come with judgment. They're taught it. And they're taught it by the environment that they come into. And so, if the numbers go down, right? Again, we have to keep you fearing. So that's why the topic today is the lie of fear. Heaven is coming through more than ever in various ways and saying, be fearless. Be fearless, because they know what's happened. That energy, that source, that divine matrix, God, the Father, the Mother, however you want to view it, Jesus, they know the war that's amping up and has amped up against our higher nature. The distractions that are happening to go against our higher nature, to keep us boxed, to keep us turning against ourselves. Good people, good listeners, that's the devil making you do it. So heaven knows we are in a time of antichrist, of anti-heaven, of keeping us down, of causing us to go against what we intuitively and connecting to our soul know. Our soul knows better. Our spirit knows better. Our intuition knows better. And our intellect knows better. But they tap into the fear. So I'm a medium. And so here I am seeing reels that say that what I'm perceiving is a lie. Now, it used to get to me because I'm a good Catholic girl. I was. I love the religion. Well, I also love royals because I love tiaras. I love tradition. I love pomp. I love circumstance. I don't like incense because it made me queasy when I was a little girl. It's the only thing I would throw out of the ceremony. I love the Mass. And so a young Catholic girl, an adult Catholic girl at the foundation, doesn't want to get in trouble, doesn't want to live in fear, is afraid of not getting to heaven. There's somebody who may be listening. It's new. Not new, but a wonderful person I met. And I did not talk about myself before they said this to me. I was talked about. Are you not afraid, basically, of heaven, of getting in trouble? No, I would not be doing the spiritual and holistic work I do if I thought I was going to hell, because it's embedded in me. My foundation is to worry about that. Oh, I got that straight. And it took me years to do my work. Years. Because I had to make sure, because I didn't want to take the chance. I didn't want to take the risk. And heaven kept pulling me in. I always say like The Godfather, if you've ever seen the movie. Al Pacino's character. I tried to get out, but they kept pulling me back in. I did. I tried any other mainstream way to get this work done. Because I wasn't allowed to be a priest. It's a matter of faith in my religion. I didn't want to be a nun. I wasn't called. So maybe I can be a psychiatrist or a psychologist, or how can I do this where I'm still going to heaven, but I'm helping people with heaven? But they said, no, heaven, this is how it has to be done. And wonderfully, we're at a time where we are understanding angels are with us. We're seeing the numbers. So many people, like never before. People that say, would not say they're believers necessarily, saying, I get 1111 everywhere. That's heaven talking to you. And they know it. They know it at their embodiment of themselves. So we're at this wonderful time where, yes, we understand that we can have that connection and that there is nothing to fear. But you have people indifferent, whether they are family, friends, co-workers, priests, ministers, whomever it would be, would say that would trigger what your programming will say something. And you'll wonder, because you're triggered, do I have to fear? Am I being lied to? Even if in your core, you know that's not true. So go with your core. Use common sense. Why would a demon want to heal you? Why would you leave a session with your loved one feeling better? Why is that evil? Why is that lower energy? Why is that darker? It's not. It doesn't make sense. I have a rule. If it doesn't make sense, I don't attain it. I let it go. I don't keep it. It has to make sense. When I was a child, again, and I was being taught about an angry, good, judgmental God, that I might not get to heaven unless I obey by all the rules, I thought to myself, again, I'm 5, I'm 6 years old, I'm not like that. I'm not like that would bar Jewish people from going to heaven because they don't know Jesus, or any other religion that doesn't know Jesus. I'm not better than God. I'm not more loving than God, right? Because they would teach you, and again, this is not against religion. It's against power being used. Why? It didn't make sense to me. Why am I more loving than a God I'm taught is loving? Because they would blend it. This all-loving God. And then, better fear this God. It doesn't make sense. It's oil. It's water. You see? So my childlike self, my child, said, no, that's not true. Everybody gets to go if they're a loving person. At the time I thought that. Now I know it's like the love is unconditional and accepting. But at the time, like, no, it's not no, it can't be that way. It can't be there are so many rules that you might not get in. That you have to only do it one way. Because that would cancel out our loving Creator. Nope. And so I want you to understand that fear, it is in our DNA. We have a survival mechanism. From our ancestors had to survive droughts and lack of crops and running from, people attacking them. That's in our fabric. And it's all right that it is. It's all right to have, not to live in a fear that gives you anxiety. But yes, look at your surroundings. Lock your doors. That type of thing. Yes, that's all right. Not out of fear, though. Out of security, of understanding about how humans can be. But a lot of what we fear is an illusion. It's a complete illusion. And it's given to us to keep us down, as I said, to turn against each other, to obey. You don't have to believe what you don't want to believe. Believe what you want to believe. You are loved. You are accepted. There is infinite wealth in this world. If somebody comes to this country and earns a living for themselves, they're not taking from you. And don't believe lies. Because when you fear, you believe lies. You believe that someone is taking something from you or someone is collecting something that they're not. And so it's very important to come from a place that will cancel out the fear. And how do you cancel out fear? Gratitude, abundance, feeling it, knowing it, feeling it fully in a lightness. I've taught you this before. If you've listened to me before, the heart and the brain coming together, the coherence. Put your left hand on your heart or both hands in your sternum area and breathe in. Breathe in the gratitude. Breathe in the compassion. Breathe in blessings. Breathe in love. Breathe out fear. Breathe out anything you want to let go of. Anxiety, worry. And do it 4 or 5 times as much as you need to. You will get in a state of higher vibration that takes away this fear. Takes away the lower energies. And then affirm. I am abundant. I am prosperous. I am healed. I am in loving relationships. Whatever you want for yourself, there is enough. There's this distraction going on, and I want to say to you right now, listeners, I am not being political, because that is another form of fear and divisiveness. When people try to inform, oh, you're being political. It's no. I've seen people say this to postings. It's about humanity. It's about what our world is going through. It's not about political parties. All right? And so, distractions are going on. Distractions are bombing a country out of nowhere. We bomb a country out of nowhere to have you focus on what you have to fear about that in order to stay in power. Or we tell you another story that's a lie that's happening, so that it distracts you away from something else going on. Or again, like the reels on Facebook, we see that people are leaving our institution, and this is happening in their lives. They're seeking their loved ones. They're seeking God. They're seeking Jesus themselves. Let us put some fear in them so they come back. And it's all right, by the way, to go back to church. It's all right to be in church. We have a light bearer on earth right now in Pope Leo the 14th. I'm watching because he's human, like all of us are. But right now, and picked to be a light bearer. So it has brought people back, strengthening their faith. That's good. It's not good, though, when anything is done out of fear or judgment or hatefulness or anything that restricts and divides. So that's where you have to watch. If it triggers you, go right at healing it. Go right there. I'm happy to say that years ago, if I were to see reels like those priests, I would have gone through a little bit more of a reaction. I would have had to re-question myself and my work. The little Catholic girl in me would have come out in full force to be healed. I'm happy that when I saw the reels, I saw it as an observer, not fear-based, not emotionally. As you heal, you will observe more. You will see. You'll be able to step back and see what's happening much greater, and you won't be pulled into it emotionally. And that's a good thing. Congratulate yourself. Well done when you see that. And make sure not to judge it. No, when you see it. Because this is very important to know. When you see someone using fear as a weapon, and you judge that, and you hate them, or you don't, anything negative towards them, you're bringing it back on you. So you don't want to do that. What you want to do always is send out love to that person, because love overcomes everything. Real love, unconditional love. And you do it energetically. You don't, people who pronounce it, maybe it's not as authentic sometimes. You send it energetically, through your being to them. That's how you cure it. That's how you make the world a better place. And also gratitude. Gratitude. What are you grateful for? Small, medium, large, whatever. It doesn't have to be large. And be grateful for the possibilities too in your life. Right. So focus on that more than anything. And here's what I've learned personally. And this is a private thing I'm sharing with you. We're all besties right now. The way to grow love in your life and wealth especially is to feel grateful for what you currently have, what you're currently doing, even if it's not where you ultimately want to be. So I have found personally that I'm sharing with you that if I do my work in any way, because I have what I call a practice, I don't just do one thing. But if I don't feel the utmost gratitude and love when I'm doing those tasks, when I'm performing those tasks, my wealth stifles. But when I'm really in it and I could care less how much money I'm making and I just love what I'm doing, the money rolls in more. And it rolls in more than one way. So gratitude thrives. Gratitude grows and multiplies and increases. And so that's honestly, in the wealth factor, the number one thing I've had to work on is making sure that when I say to someone who is benefiting or has benefited from an appointment with me, that makes my day, thank you so much. I said it yesterday to someone and I felt it. I felt it. If you don't feel it, what you're saying, don't give up, don't stop saying it. But the feeling is where you need to be. That is the power. That is the fuel. That is the thriver. That is the multiplier. So keep that in mind, okay? All right. I'll let you go because I've been talking 37 minutes, almost 38. But when someone tells you should fear, look at it and say no. Say no. You have the power. Be of love. Be of gratitude. Be the powerful being you are. That's so important to keep in mind. It's so important to live your life. You're worth it. And again, if you're on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share. Instagram, Facebook business page, Lisa M. Hopp Spiritual Coaching Media. Go to my website, lisahop.com, and sign up for my newsletter. Thank you, thank you, thank you again. Have a wonderful Sunday, a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you next time.